All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Thanks for Rolling podcast. We are here at the studio at 10th Planet Springfield. I'm one of your hosts, Jeff, and I am here with my co-host, Pat. How are you?
What's going on, Jeff?
How's it going?
Good job remembering to intro ourselves. There was some critical feedback we received last week, so we're always trying to improve here.
That's right. That's right. It's important for you guys to know who we are, at least. So we'll start with the names. So we thought we would talk a little bit about the recent Who's Number One event.
Yeah,
today. So
this was the most jiu-jitsu I've watched in a long time.
Yeah,
it's time consuming. So we're all busy, so it's hard to sit down for hours and with this one days to watch jiu-jitsu. But it was a solid event.
Yeah, a couple days worth of action.
Yeah,
right. Do you want to intro the event to everybody who's listening if they're not familiar with it? Right, it's not one of the ones people maybe think of immediately, right? If they're thinking about the IBJJF tournaments or ADCC, or even like some of the smaller local ones, right?
So Who's Number One is an event series run by Flo Grappling. I think they started, I don't know, a year and a half ago. I think it was definitely during pandemic times. So they run a sub-only format, and they bring in a lot of the top names, and they also bring in a lot of the up-and-coming young talent, it's really cool to see that mix. So their normal events, it's usually a super fight format. So they're just, they'll run however many matches. They usually do like 15 minutes sub-only and then ref's decision. So they've run some solid events for the past year and a half, and this past weekend was what they called their first world championship. So they had 5 weight classes. I think they were 8-person brackets to crown their, I guess, inaugural champions in those 5 weight classes with some big money on the line too.
Yeah. So they ran heavyweight 185 and 155 men.
Yep.
And then heavyweight and 115 women.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So this event it was those 5 divisions. It was 30,000 to the winner, 15,000 to second place, and 7,500 to third place.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was $1,000 submission bonus.
Yep.
For each submission that somebody got. So
yeah.
I think all in all, they paid out almost $300,000 in prize money.
It's pretty awesome.
In the world of jiu-jitsu, that's massive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that they paid for submissions, so that it's not just that little extra incentive to go for
push
it.
the
right?
pace.
Yeah.
They're very big on pushing the action and going for the submissions as it is. So I think that $1,000 incentive just helps that much more.
Yeah. I wondered too, as I was watching, I didn't see all of the fights, but I watched a bunch of the clips that I could get my hands on. And with some of the younger, they had a couple, they call it unranked competitors there. And I wondered if that was more incentive for them, right? Just people were hungry. I mean, as opposed to just I'm just going to go out here and try to get a win.
Yeah. Imagine being a 17-year-old competitor and you get $1,000 for a submission,
right? Not
to mention $30,000 if you win the division.
Right. Yeah. They don't give a shit, right? I'm going to go after it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I thought we would talk about some of the different happenings, a couple of the matches, kind of run through what's going on.
It was a pretty wild event. The action went for 2 days. They started Saturday morning and wrapped up Sunday night. The other thing that was cool about how they did this is it wasn't just single elimination. Everybody that lost had the chance to come back on the second day and compete for third place. So if you lost in the first round, you had a chance to come back and win a couple matches on Sunday and still get in the prize money.
Right. Yeah, it was cool to see the consolation brackets there.
Yeah.
Right. In the third.
They had some of the best matches too, because I think that's where you end up with those more even matchups.
Yep.
Trying to fight back.
It was interesting too. I was looking at all the results today, some big names. We'll talk about this, right? But some big names who got eliminated in the first round and then got eliminated again, in consolation. Yeah. I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was even competing.
Yeah, there were a lot of upsets.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. The format was cool though. They did 15-minute sub-only for all of the matches until the finals, and they did 30-minute sub-only. So, one of the biggest gripes you hear from jiu-jitsu competitors and spectators is the short matches that you see most of the time. And, it's understandable. You're trying to put this stuff on TV or some kind of consumable format. The longer the match is, I think generally the more difficult it's going to be. You end up with these events that go who knows how long. But, when you're talking about two top level competitors, 5 minutes, just, it's not enough to even feel each other out. Even 10 minutes, it's tough. So 30 minutes it was pretty cool to see them give those competitors that much time to work. And the ref was like on their case the whole time.
Work. Yep.
We were talking last night in the gym. I'm like, could you imagine you're like 25 minutes into this match. It's your third match you've had in 2 days. And this guy's just yelling at you that you have to keep going forward or he's going to penalize you.
Yeah, it's crazy. 30 minutes is a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, but at that level to try to keep the pace up.
Yeah. But so many of them did. I loved just seeing the platform to allow them to do that.
Yeah.
And the production it's the best production of a jiu-jitsu event I've ever seen.
I was super impressed by that. Like,
you're watching commercials and it's like,
yeah,
are we on network TV?
Yeah.
It's like, jewelry chain commercials and legit stuff.
I mean, like the commentary was good. The audio was good. Like the lighting, you could see everything. The way the cameras were set up were good. I was super impressed because sometimes you watch, it's like one dude in the corner with a camera. Yeah. Like it's dark. You can't see anything. Like this stinks.
Yeah. Flo's had some glitchy stuff in the past, but they definitely pulled it together for this one. It was as good as it gets.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed. I was like, this looks really good.
They had several commentary teams. You can learn so much just by listening to good commentary.
Yep.
You had guys like Sean Williams and Jay Reglabuto breaking it down. And I was driving around a lot on Saturday, so I just had my phone plugged in to the audio in the truck, just listening to the commentary. It was like I was watching the match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty, it's good, especially with
they're not just like, they're not just yelling out moves. They're really breaking it down, talking about what this person should do, what that person should do.
Yep. Yeah, I liked it. I was very impressed with that part of it. I was surprised just based on hearing other things or other events, and then that one.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I like they brought in multiple commentary teams too, because it was a long event.
Yeah.
So the guys, they weren't getting burnt out. They always had fresh bodies in there on the commentary. So it kept the excitement up. You can hear it in people's voices when it's hour 10 of this event and they're just over it.
You do a presentation for work, right? And you talk for a half hour and you're like, damn, I'm done. Like I need a break. Yep.
Yeah. They did it right. And a lot of people don't like the ref's decision format, but I feel like they got most of them right. There's a couple that some people were upset about, but overall, they got them right.
Yeah, and every 5 minutes, they announced who's got the judge's favor, right? Which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know whether you could hear that as a competitor, right? Or that's, something more for the TV
they can
audience,
because you could hear the audience react in some of the matches.
Yeah. So that's a good way to know, right? They talk about open scoring in MMA all the time. Like, this is a good way to do that, right? Oh, shit, I'm losing, right? You got to do something here in the next 5 minutes.
Especially those close matches where you might not know, are the judges favoring the top person trying to pass? Are they favoring the submission attempts off the bottom?
Right.
So once you hear which person they favored, that should be like a cue to know what they're looking at.
It's pretty cool. That's a good way to do it. Want to get into some of the matches?
Yeah, let's do it.
So one of the first ones that I went out and watched was Tex and Orlando Sanchez, right? So I always see Orlando and I'm like, man, I can imagine like locking up with this dude, right? I think he's 39, maybe, but he's close to 300 pounds. And if you've ever seen him, he's just like
a bowling ball of muscle.
It's unbelievable, right? So you want to take us through what happened?
Yeah. And Orlando's a guy that's rarely been submitted ever. Before this event, I have no idea when the last time he was submitted. And he hasn't competed in a couple of years. And prior to that, it's only been, I think the last 2 or 3 ADCC events were the only times he's competed. So
2015 ADCC champion, right?
Yeah. I think he was second place at 2017. He competed in 2019 as well and didn't play. So very specific rule format. So he comes into this one, and I was pretty pumped for the match. Tex Johnson, Orlando Sanchez is a really good matchup. Yeah. Haven't seen it before. I think, I'm trying to remember, I think Tex sat guard right away, and Orlando kind of just like waded into his guard, and Tex just simple triangle setup.
Yep.
Just pulled him right into it. Didn't get it completely locked up, but crossed his ankles, and then Orlando just picks him up like he's a featherweight. And then we're watching, and the thought never crossed my mind that he would slam him. And he did, just like he could have slammed him harder. It wasn't like full on power bomb, but I mean, he picked him up to chest level and
Yeah.
did not nicely put him back down on the mat.
And it was in like the first minute, right? First minute and a half of the match. It was like,
everyone's just like, what the hell is going on?
And you could like, Tex was pissed.
Yeah.
Right? Because they immediately disqualified him, right?
So they hit the mat, and the ref immediately like hands on both of them, like trying to handle the situation. And at that point, Tex had gotten the triangle more locked up. So as the ref's in there trying to like break it up, Orlando's tapping as Tex is squeezing the triangle.
Yeah.
They finally let go, and like Tex is all fired up and doesn't want to talk about it. And Orlando's just like
smacking his head,
hand on his head, like, I just made the dumbest mistake ever.
Yeah. And they've said it. They said it on the commentary, right? That he's like, ADCC rules, right? Like, not even thinking
ADCC allows slams out of submissions, and that's all he's competed the last several years. Still not a good excuse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
total brain fart.
Yeah.
I was bummed because I was like looking forward to how that match would turn out.
That was the third match of the day.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, so Tex was not too pleased with that one.
Yeah, so Orlando got DQ'd. Tex moved on.
Lost his second match.
Yeah, he lost in the consolations to lost to Haisam Rita. It was like a neck crank from the back. Rear naked choke, neck crank.
Yeah.
Because that dude's like 7 feet tall.
Right.
The only person that can get his legs and arms around Orlando's body.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see the video maybe a month or so ago with Orlando and Sean Strickland at the Ruka gym?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was hilarious. Like, Sean Strickland just loves to run his mouth constantly, right?
Orlando hit him with the shoulder crank from the overhook.
And he got so pissed, right? Like, what are you trying to do? It's like, dude, we're grappling. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
After this slam, I saw a meme. It was like maybe it was just a comment. It was like maybe Sean and Orlando were both right.
Yeah, right. That's really funny. Sean Strickland like parlayed that into like a fight now with Luke Rockhold.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he's a Ruka guy.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the guy just loves to run his mouth.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever's going to get you the payday, right?
He goes deep too. I think I reshared it. JM from Bethlehem posted a picture with Orlando like posing with the shoulder crank, and of course someone's got to tag Strickland in the comments, and he just like went off the deep end going after JM.
Yeah. And
JM's like, chill dude, it's just a joke.
Right.
He's like, oh sorry, I guess I went a little too far.
Yeah, maybe dude. Yeah, because you're right, he does lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, kill yourself, how do you live this way? No, I could kill you whenever I want to. And he just like a whole bunch of comments. He's just like, dude, relax. It's a joke.
Out of your mind. Out of your mind. You can fight, but like, man, just stop talking so much. All right, so the next match I have here, one I think a lot of people are talking about, right? So Gabby Garcia and Amanda Levy.
Yep.
Man, what a cool match. So if you've ever seen Gabby Garcia, big heavyweight, I think she's 6'2".
Yeah, I meant to look this up. I don't know her exact stats, but she's well over 6 feet tall. She didn't weigh into this event, which was a strong point of contention between her and Amanda,
right,
and some of the other competitors. They were arguing about it at the press conference, and Gabby's just like, it wasn't in my contract to weigh in.
Right. And
I kind of get it. It's heavyweight weight class, but everyone else weighed in, so they all know what each other weigh. And I don't know, she's got to be 240,
at
250.
Least. And Amanda Levy looks like she weighs 115, right? In comparison.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what she actually weighed in it, but
yeah, Amanda's probably, I don't know what she was for this event. When she like cuts weight for big matches in MMA, she does like 145. I think she like kills herself to get to 135.
Yeah. But she looked tiny. Against Gabby.
But, Amanda's a certified badass on her own, black belt, been competing since she was a kid. But, Gabby is massive. I don't even know how many time black belt world champion, ADCC champion, but it's always been hard to judge where her technique level is because she's always so much bigger.
Right.
Because in all those women's divisions, it's the heavyweight is like ADCC, it's I forget how many kilos it is, but it basically cuts it like 135, I think. So there's just two weight classes, below 135 and above. So you have these women that are like 145 that don't want to cut down.
Right.
And Gabby.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering that as I was
I don't doubt that she's good. She's like second, third degree black belt, but she's rarely had competition her size.
Right. Because if she had to, she could just smush somebody if she had to. So match starts. Gabby, they were on the feet for a few minutes, right? I was actually surprised at that Gabby wasn't just like overpowering her on her feet, but I think probably some of Amanda's MMA background too has something to do with that, right?
She's a good wrestler too.
Yeah.
But I was surprised to see that Gabby sat.
Yeah. Pretty
and
quickly.
then as the match went along a little bit, she was looking tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pretty quickly, right? So she sits. Amanda picks the feet up.
Yeah.
Puts her on her shoulders.
Yeah. She just tossed her feet and just like
rolled her forward.
Rolled her over her back and forced the turtle and then took her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And it was a deep choke,
yep.
right? So she strapped on the rear naked and it was deep. I mean, the commentators were saying like Gabby's face is turning colors, right? And then Gabby got out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they went back and forth quite a bit in the match. And then at the very end, Amanda got another.
She got her back again.
Again, yeah.
Super deep choke again. And
super deep.
Ended up going to the decision.
Yep.
That had to have been the biggest upset.
Yeah. That was the headline that I saw immediately. It was like monster upset. But I was like super impressed with the back takes, like super slick. I was like, damn. I watched the initial one probably 4 or 5 times because I was like, how does she do that? Because I like to pick the feet up too. Mm-hmm. But never, like, she picked her up, had her like back, and Gabby like kind of platformed up a little bit. And when she like leveraged her up onto her shoulder, she almost turned her a little bit and then just exposed the back. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
I think a lot of people just aren't going to allow you to roll them over their shoulders all the way to turtle position.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe she's used to being able to defend the turtle better, differently than what happened this time.
Yeah. I mean, Amanda was on that back in like a split second, right? It was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Amanda's really good. I've been watching her for a long time. She's from Jersey, so she's always in the finishers event. She won ADCC trials the last time around. She's been EBI. She fights MMA.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think her and her brother have their own academy now.
She made a fan.
She's always exciting.
She was pretty pumped after the win too, right? I mean, especially after the drama around the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. And then she, I think, lost in the next round too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forget who it was against. There were some killers of the women's division in that group.
Yeah.
Ana Vieira, she ended up losing too. She wins like everything. Kendall Rusing ended up second place.
Yep.
Rafaela Guedes from Atos won the division.
That's right. Okay.
Like all of them. Like if you're looking at who's winning the top events in that weight class, it's like all of the competitors were there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great to see. You want to talk about what happened with Mason Fowler?
Yeah, that was a bizarre one too. That was second match of the day. Again, I feel like it was right within the first minute, Mason gets accidentally poked in the eye. And this happens all the time. I mean, little break in the action, they rub their eye, blink a whole bunch, they're like, all right, I'm good.
Yep.
And it just wasn't happening. Like the time's going on and on and on. The ref's there, the medic is there, his coach, Kayotera's there. And to me, it went on so long. It's like clearly he's not okay to be competing if it's taking this long.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, when I've been poked in the eye, it's pretty quickly you're like, all right, it's not serious. I'm good to go.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it hurts a little bit.
Right.
My eye's tearing up, but I'm fine. And
it
this
sucks,
wasn't like
but it
that.
goes away. Right. Right.
So in my opinion, when you get to like 10 minutes of waiting for it to get better, it's probably serious and you can't continue. But they ended up fashioning an eye patch out of like an ace bandage, just like wrapped around his head and like draped over his eye. And they're like, okay, he's good. And then within a split second, it's off.
Right.
The ref puts it back on and the match went on. I think he ended up ditching the eye patch at some point and he ended up winning. And then, as I suspected, dropped out before the next match.
Right. Yeah. I saw him at the press conference still with ice on his face. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That seems, I don't know whether he was fighting it, right? Like he wanted to just go on. I can't really tell, but.
Yeah. I don't know. Being a competitor, I would have to imagine he was just advocating for himself to be able to continue.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
when you need someone in your corner that's Like, all right, bro, this has been
Right.
10 minutes. You're still telling me you can't see clearly. It's
Right.
probably serious.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that happen a lot in MMA too, right? I think recently even more so, like where guys
A
are
lot
just
of bad eye
getting
pokes.
whooped. Well, that too.
Yeah.
I was thinking more just guys getting whooped and their coaches like saying, it's up to you, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes you wonder. It's a little different story, I guess, when you're eating punches nonstop in an MMA match than it is here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you break your arm, the match is going to be over anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Hopefully it was nothing permanent and serious. It was a frustrating start to the event.
Yeah.
That was the second match. The first match went the full distance, so it's already not off to the most exciting start. And then second match, we have this eye poke situation. It's just like,
yeah.
luckily the event picked up after that and ended up being really good.
Yep. We'll talk about Grace and her twister.
Yeah.
The silent assassin.
The silent assassin. Yeah, I've known Grace and her coaches, Zach and JM, for a long time. Those guys actually helped me out with a lot of guidance in getting this gym off the ground and venturing into the business. So
Where their school
10th
is.
Planet Bethlehem. Yep. Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I've rolled with Grace since she was a little kid. And now she's number 2.
A certified killer.
Yeah. Number 2 in her weight class in the world. Yeah, it was her semifinal match. She hit a crazy twister and got the submission.
Which you never see, right?
Doesn't happen much,
Yeah.
you know?
It's pretty amazing. The crowd went berserk too, right?
Yeah.
Like it was pretty cool.
Ton of 10th Planet people there.
Yeah.
Eddie Bravo was in her corner along with Zach and JM and her mom.
Yeah. Very cool. I mean, she's so like unassuming. I saw like a clip and it was like, the headline was, "Oh, did we just catch Grace crack a smile?" Right? She's like so chilled out all the time. They had a bunch of folks compete, right? At least 2 or 3.
They had 2, yeah. They had John Thor Blank in the 185.
Yep. What happened in his match? I think did he get hurt? Couldn't continue, and then the other.
Yeah, so he won his consolation match. He was supposed to be in the 3rd place match, but popped his knee at some point in the match.
Knee. Okay.
Dropped out.
Yep.
Yeah, so Thor submitted Jacob Couch in the consolation. He was supposed to go for 3rd place against Tackett. He dropped out, so they had Jacob Couch go back in, and he beat Tackett by decision.
Yeah.
So in the press conference, he was saying he's going to give Thor $1,000 or something.
That's nice. He was locked in on some heel hooks throughout that match. They were just rolling and rolling and rolling. I was like, damn.
He had a great tournament too. He upset Roberto Jimenez in the first round by heel hook. And then, got that golden ticket to come back, and he seized his opportunity to take 3rd place.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That was one of those matches where if you hadn't told me or they hadn't shown like who had the judge's favor, I wouldn't have known like how they were going to end the match, right? Because it felt like Tackett like was applying pressure like almost the entire match.
That one was tough. That's one of the few where a lot of people are questioning the decision. But it's tough. It's also 2 very popular grapplers, so you're going to have a lot of people in one camp and the other that thought their guy won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a judge in some of those matches.
And I wonder, like, is that because he was so, he was going after those submissions in the beginning and the end, right? Like, just bookended a bunch of action with like, some serious...
Commentators did talk about some of that, saying, you can't attack some submissions early in the match and then try to just ride it out and think you're going to get the decision.
Yeah.
They're looking at the full picture.
Right. The Hillbilly Hammer.
Yep.
What a great nickname. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. One of the Daisy Fresh guys.
Oh, is that where he comes from? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep.
Man, I got to catch up on some of these guys. I'm too old school for that, I guess. Thor's a good nickname too, though. So
yeah. Yeah, he got that nickname because he used to have this like long, thinning blonde hair.
Fitting.
Yeah, and he's always been jacked.
Yeah.
He shaved it off at some point.
Yeah, that's fitting. Any other matches you want to hit on?
No, that's everything I had notes on. Obviously, I mean, there were so many good matches, top to bottom. It was an amazing event, but those are the ones that mainly stuck out to me. Cade Ruotolo had a great run, winning the 155. Darce is everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And then his brother.
Yeah.
at 185.
Yeah, Ty won the 185 in less exciting fashion, but it was and him and Mika Galvao in that finals match was just one of those extremely difficult stylistic matchups.
Yeah.
It's like the guard passer against the ultra flexible guard player, and just neither one of them could get their game going.
Yeah.
And the ref was really on their case that whole match, but it's like, I understand the frustration of the competitors. They're both trying to do what they do. There's massive consequences if you just go recklessly diving into the other person's game.
Right.
And there's money on the line.
Right.
It's not just the money. They're 17 and 18 years old. It's the opportunities that come along with winning that match too.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool to see two brothers out there killing it, right?
Stealing the money.
Yeah, no kidding.
They took home like 60 something between them. I think 65 between the two of them.
Not a bad payday for a couple of days' work. Not a bad payday.
I mean, I can't imagine how much money their parents have invested into them up to
right,
this point.
Right. So the next, who's number one, is coming up in October. I think I saw October 20th.
Yeah.
And I saw that Gordon Ryan's doing an exhibition match there.
Yeah, they're doing, I don't know. I'm not quite buying it yet. I'll watch it, but the pitch is, so do you remember the guy it's against? It's a UFC guy.
I had it,
I forget his
I don't
name.
think I actually wrote it down. Yeah, it is a UFC guy.
Yeah.
He's fought on Flo before.
Okay. So the idea is it's not a regular competitive match. They're going to set a time limit, and no matter what happens, they're going the full time limit, right? So if there's a submission, they're just going to reset and do it again. And my feeling is it's basically a way for Gordon to keep himself relevant, and he said it himself. He uses competition to show off what he's selling in his instructionals to prove that it works. So it's going to be a whole exhibition of him trying to show off the stuff that he has coming out in his, I guess, either current or upcoming instructionals.
Yeah.
He's pitching it like, oh, you guys might see me in some worse positions because, I don't have to worry about, if I get submitted, the match is over. But, man, it's not going to happen.
Philip Rowe is who he's fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody that's super excited about it.
Yeah.
Seems fishy to me, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. There's definitely, why bother, right? Why bother having all these weird setup like that unless it's for some reason?
Yeah. Right? I don't know.
It's not like it's best 2 out of 3 falls, right? It's
just an exhibition.
Yeah.
Huh. Tim Spriggs called him out. I want to see that match.
Yeah.
Even though Gordon killed him at the last ADCC, but I mean, he's got the heavyweight belt.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Number one now.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going to happen. But we'll see what happens with that. All right. Any other tournament news we want to cover?
No, I think that covers it. Like I said, hats off to who's number one. That was one of the best events I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I've never seen coverage that good of an event. Like you're saying, the cameras and the lighting and the audio and just all of it was there.
Yeah.
The action moved along. Their commercial breaks weren't too long. It was like the perfect amount of time to take a bathroom break.
Yeah, exactly. Get
grab
up from the
a
couch.
snack.
Yep. It's cool too because you can get that app on any of the services now, right? So you can actually, like, instead of having to watch it on your phone all day long, you can get it on your TV.
So I watch it on Apple TV, so it's boom, right up on the big screen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
We were sitting outside at the fire pit for a while Saturday night. I just had the windows open and the volume turned up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Standing on the deck looking in. Yeah. Finally, Kate's like, we can go in the house if you want.
Yeah. I remember watching, I don't remember which exact tournament it is, but one of the IBJJFs was on one of the services, right? And it was the same thing, like a single camera, 30 feet away from
It wasn't that
match.
long ago either.
Yeah.
That was...
No, it was a couple years.
A few years ago. And you were pumped to get that coverage.
Yeah.
You're like, I can watch the event.
Yeah. Yeah. But in comparison, it was garbage, right? Like, you can't see anything.
Yeah. It was... The last ADCC coverage was really good. But prior to that, it was the same thing. You're watching, one camera overview.
Yeah.
It's just can't see what's going on.
Right. Yeah, so this was pretty cool to see.
I want to hear the commentary.
Right. Yeah, there was no commentary in any of these, right? It was just like it was like being at a tournament where you're watching it from the other side. So, yeah, big deal.
Yeah, just keeps getting better. It's good for all of jiu-jitsu.
Yep, absolutely.
Put it in a consumable format. I think a lot of people have been going after that goal for a while now.
Yeah. Do you foresee jiu-jitsu becoming an Olympic sport?
I don't think so.
Too niche?
Yeah, I just don't think it's ever, I don't know, maybe not ever, but anytime soon I don't see it becoming standardized enough.
From a rule set perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I forget the exact criteria, but it, you know, with the Olympic Committee, it has to be something that is widely played in, you know, a certain amount of countries, and everyone needs to be on the same format and rule set, and we can't get anywhere close to that.
Yeah. Be interesting, though, because they could conceivably pick a rule set, right? We're just going to go with IBJJF rules, right?
And it would push people to go in that direction.
Yeah.
But a lot of people argue that is what has led to ruining a lot of the aspects of judo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be interesting. Every once in a while, like when the Olympics start coming around, you start hearing like chatter about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are into wishing that would happen, and I don't know. For me, I just don't really care one way or the other.
I was just going to say, I honestly don't really care. I'm asking just for the sake of discussion, but I don't really care.
Yeah, it's a common discussion point, and my gut feeling is just always, doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anything we do here.
Like, would I watch it? Probably, depending on who it was.
But then would it be ghee or would it be no ghee?
I imagine it'd be ghee, right?
And no one wants to watch it.
Yeah. So, yep.
Not trying to cause arguments about ghee versus no ghee.
Now you already started it, right?
Nobody wants to watch it.
Let the comments go. We know it's slower with the grips. Yep. Although I saw Tay in the ghee yesterday, right? So,
on his own will.
Yeah, really.
He wanted to do Daniel's wrestling class. So to step it back, he tries to leave the house in like jeans and a hoodie. I'm like, if you're doing adult class, like you have to dress appropriately for jiu-jitsu. And he hates shorts. I don't know why. So Kate's like, all right, ghee pants and a rash guard. He's like, ghee pants, but no rash guard. I'm like, fine, wear a t-shirt. You can't wear a hoodie during wrestling class. And then we get here and he just comes out of my office with his ghee fully on. I think he found the jacket in the office and he's got it all on. He's got his belt tied and he wrestled for an hour in his ghee.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep.
I was thinking like, all right, I want to show him a collar takedown from there. Just watching mess around with Andrew. Yeah, it was pretty cool. All right, so a couple reminders, right? So we've got some cool things happening in the gym coming up.
I'm guessing, so we're probably going to drop this next week. Yeah, so we'll get it out before the Doomsday Seminar. Yep. So John Doomsday Howard is going to be here at 10th Planet Springfield on Saturday, October 9th at 4:30. Seminar's only $50. We're not cutting it off early, so you can just show up and pay at the door. So make sure you bring cash. We talked about this extensively the last podcast, and you know we're all pretty excited about it. A lot of registrations are starting to pour in for it. It's going to be really good. I have no idea what he's going to teach, but I have no doubts that it's going to be good.
Yeah, something ass kicking worthy probably. Then we have another seminar coming up in November.
Yeah, that one's a little ways out, but like everything else, I'm sure it's going to sneak up on us in no time. We're going to have PJ Barch here November 20th.
20th, yep.
That one, again, $50 advance. We're going to bump that up to $60 if you pay at the door. So we expect that one to fill in a little bit. I'm excited about that one too.
Yeah, those are both pretty cool ones.
Yeah.
I'm excited about them too.
Some good learning opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
For the PJ seminar, I have a link that we're setting up, so we'll link that and make it super easy that you can just register online for that one and not have to deal with contacting us and all that stuff to pay for it.
Cool. We'll put that in the description of the video. Okay, cool. And then we're taking the podcast on the road. Actually, the day before the PJ seminar, we'll be up in New Hampshire for the Enigma Invitational. Hopefully, we're going to get set up with a table there and bring the gear and talk to some of the fighters there. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. You never saw myself going down this path as a podcaster, event broadcaster, whatever the hell we're going to be doing.
Sportscaster.
Right? Sportscaster. But one of my favorite things about going to jiu-jitsu events is the people, even as much or more so than the competition. So it's just a little bit more of a formalized setting to talk to the people we would talk to anyway.
Yeah. So we'll talk to the competitors. I'm sure there'll be other people there that, you know, who've just come to spectate that we'll get on. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to getting out. It's cool to take it on the road, right? It's just kind of a fun thing to do. So, all right. Anything else you want to hit on?
If you're looking for the freshest 10th Planet Springfield gear, don't forget to check out springfieldgear.com. Like I said last podcast, we have some fresh new designs up there, and every couple of months I rotate that stuff through. So even if you have already purchased some stuff, there's always something new up there. Getting into the fall and winter season here, we have some new hoodies and new winter hats up there.
Cool.
Some new colors, new designs.
The newest 10th Planet Springfield kit, right?
Yep.
Is up there.
That's right. Our Red Sox themed rash guard and shorts are available on the website as well.
Yeah. Make sure you guys give us a like, smash that subscribe button, as the youngsters say. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on all of your favorite podcasting services, Google.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere, yes.
And we're just testing out this new multicam setup on the video aspect of the podcast. So
yeah, do you guys like this?
Let us know if you like it.
We're trying to step up the tech here. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. It's a wrap.